KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
Homeland Security issuing an alert for a, quote, heightened threat environment after the U.S. strikes in Iran. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with responses from the governor and from Homeland Security.
Island residents weighing in on B-2 bombers reportedly deployed to our shores over the weekend. They also give their thoughts on the escalating conflict coming up.
The Young Men's League of Guam is going village to village to reveal the truth about the current state of the Chamorro language and why its future depends on all of us. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the story coming up. Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thank you so much for starting your week off with us. We begin tonight with the stealth operation that occurred over the weekend. We take you inside the warplanes and submarines that fired on Iran's nuclear facilities, the largest B-2 strike in U.S. history. Some of those bombers were believed to be heading for Guam, but in a high-stakes deception, a secret element of the force was already on a different course. Here's more on the plan of attack.
Tonight, new details about Operation Midnight Hammer. Just after midnight Saturday morning, a group of U.S. Air Force stealth B-2 bombers took off from Whiteman Air Force Base under the cover of darkness. Defense officials said they were headed to Guam, but 7 of the bombers quietly flew in the opposite direction.
Part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders.
Flying in near silence to avoid detection, the bombers, each with 2 crew members and loaded with 2 30,000-pound bombs each, began their 36-hour round-trip flight, made possible by dozens of tankers refueling them in the air along the way. At 5 p.m. Saturday night, a large group of fighter jets joined the bombers as they approached Iranian airspace. At the same time, a U.S. Navy submarine launched 30 Tomahawk missiles towards Iran. Less than 1 hour later, the bombers entered Iranian airspace and some of the jets sped ahead, targeting any Iranian air defenses that could threaten the B-2s and ready to take on any Iranian jets that scrambled in their path. At 6:40 p.m., the U.S. began striking 3 locations, dropping 14 massive ordnance penetrators known as bunker busters on Fordo and Natanz, just as Tomahawk missiles crashed down on a 3rd site at Isfahan. By 7:30 p.m., all of the aircraft were safely out of Iranian airspace. According to the Pentagon, Iran never fired a shot at the U.S. aircraft.
Iran's fighters did not fly, and it appears that Iran's surface-to-air missile systems did not see us. Throughout the mission, we retained the element of surprise.
The B-2 bomber, the only aircraft in the world that can deploy the massive bomb, this marked the largest B-2 strike in history. A historic mission cloaked in secrecy.
Homeland Security officials are warning of a, quote, heightened threat environment in the United States following President Trump's ordered strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. As the world braces for Iran's retaliation, local leaders assures Guam is, quote, secure and safe from the Middle East conflict. Governor Leon Guerrero and Guam Homeland Security Advisor Esther Agagi sits down with KUAM to share the latest details. Mitsuki Hirayama has the report.
A heightened threat of terrorism in the United States after President Trump orders strikes on key Iranian nuclear sites. The Department of Homeland Security warns cyber attacks are likely and violent extremist attacks are possible. In Guam, where 1/3 of the U.S. territory is comprised of military bases and assets,
we continue to work very closely for the defense of our island and our people, and of course, the United States. And the more focused threats are between China and Taiwan.
We do have systems in place to not only detect, but also to prevent cybersecurity attacks.
Governor Leon Guerrero and Guam Homeland Security Advisor Esther Agigi assures the island is, quote, secure and safe on both fronts.
What I'd like the public to know is that this leadership, this administration, is absolutely ready and resilient and committed to the safety of the people of Guam. We are in constant communication with our federal and our military partners to ensure that Guam is a safe place to be and Guam is secure.
Force protection condition level at Guam's military installations remain at Bravo after it was raised from Alpha about a week ago as a precautionary measure. The Trusted Traveler program remains suspended until further notice.
The greatest concern, I think, besides the hospital, of course, is your infrastructure, your energy, your airport, your port authority, right? Your water. And I know that their cybersecurity plans and resiliency is actually very good.
Still, the community is urged to remain vigilant and stay informed from official news outlets.
Because these are very serious times, and we're looking to see how Iran is going to retaliate.
She says Guam service members could be called to service, some already deployed to the Middle East on the USS Carl Vinson. Leon Guerrero hopes peaceful negotiations are still on the table and prays for all innocent civilians.
We are praying for them, for their safety and for their lives, and of also our men and women that are going to be called into harm's way to protect freedom and democracy and peace and prosperity for not just the Middle East, but also throughout the whole world.
Meantime, communication will be paramount in the coming days. The governor admits neither she nor regional military leaders were notified about a decoyed B-2 bombers reportedly headed to Guam.
I was not called and made aware by the military. I was made aware through national media. But when I called Admiral Midas, too, he was not aware either. And neither was Admiral Lasky. Like I said, the information concerning this event was very held closely at the White House.
As of Monday afternoon, the governor was still awaiting confirmation when they will arrive. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And island residents are reacting after Guam made headlines this weekend, again with reports of B-2 stealth bombers deploying to our shores. And while defense leaders lay out the strategy behind the move, residents are also sounding off on the escalated tensions and growing conflict.
I'm just scared.
Island residents reacting to global events unfolding over the weekend, with eyes fixed on our shores following reports of B-2 stealth bombers deploying to the island. Defense officials since confirming that the move was designed to maintain tactical surprise as the main strike package 7 B-2 Spirit bombers headed east.
Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
In a Pentagon briefing to discuss the U.S. strikes in Iran, Air Force General Dan Kane revealing that the planes sent west over the Pacific, quote, were a deception effort, known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders. Local officials apparently not among them.
They're doing the best they can, depends on what the military gives them. If the military gives them BS, then that's how they're going to spread out this BS. So it all depends on the military. If they give the truth and then they give it to us, then at least we'll be well informed.
They can't tell us everything immediately because it would, it wouldn't be like confident, secret or whatever. So I don't think we should be getting preemptive notice of that kind of stuff.
Meanwhile, these U.S. citizens also sounding off on the U.S.'s involvement in the escalating conflict as backlash grows from Americans who feel the president broke his promise to avoid long, drawn-out wars.
If their information is correct, that they were that far in the enrichment of the uranium, get rid of that bomb so they don't have to get that capabilities.
I think they need to do what they need to do to remove the risk.
I do pray for the war yesterday at church, and I was crying because I want God to stop the war. When I pray for the whole world to have peace and to stop the war because we have kids.
Now the world braces as Iran has vowed to respond, saying, quote, it reserves all options. And in other news, on Thursday, the Department of Public Works defended their fiscal year 2026 budget request of $22.4 million before lawmakers. As KUAM reported, DPW has made some improvements to road safety already, adding, quote, rumble strips to places like Dead Man's Curve to slow drivers down. The department is also tackling a few capital improvement projects such as refurbishing the Hagåtña Pool, repairing Paseo Stadium, and constructing a biolab in Mangilaw, as well as an evidence building in Gigo. However, DPW Director Vince Ariola says the collection of abandoned vehicles and tires across the island is slowing everything down.
We've collected over 150 vehicles, and that's just on the easements. A big part of this really takes away from our standard road maintenance. When they leave these vehicles, they become a hazard for other drivers, right? And we want to remove them as much as possible because you never know. Someone veers off the road and slams into one of these abandoned cars. You know, that could be catastrophic. So.
And he's calling for stiffer penalties, including fines and community service for those who abandon these vehicles.
To me, this is a crime against the community. I think if you harm the community, you should pay the community back.
And with the agency responsible for removing hazards under Public Law 37-60, the director says they are working with the EPA to get direct funding for vehicle removal, and says they'll continue working with mayors and residents to clear the island's roadways. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Klein's hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Welcome back to Primetime. A warning sign for Guam's finances. Lawmakers and budget officials are fed up with delays from the Guam Department of Education in completing its audits. Now, there's growing talk of taking the agency's accounting responsibilities away altogether and giving them to the Department of Administration. Jonah Gincharfaris has more.
During Thursday's fiscal 2026 budget presentation by the Department of Administration, frustration boiled over as DOE leaders revealed that the General Fund's 2023 audit was badly delayed because of GDOE's unfinished books. Now the 2024 audit, originally due by the end of this month, won't be ready until November.
I had a conversation with the OPA over the weekend. Speaker B.J. Cruz. He's extremely exasperated and angry, actually, at this perennial issue with DOE. We understand that that's the best they're going to do is to get to November 2025, which is really, in my opinion, completely unacceptable.
Administration Director Ed Byrne told senators DOA may have no choice but to step in and take over GDOE's accounting operations, a move that could fix years of late, unreliable financial reporting.
Reluctant though we might be, initially to take on additional tasks, not knowing the quality of the information that we're going to be faced with, in order to get to a result, I agreed that we probably would have to assume this burden.
Burns said there are legal hurdles to clear before DOA could take charge, but the cost of waiting, lawmakers argue, is too high because these audit delays make it impossible to plan budgets or secure certain grants for the island's largest government agency.
It's not a money problem. It's a money management problem.
Dueñas stating a formal proposal to make DOA a managing partner in GDOE accounting could be coming soon. For now, officials are warning that without faster, cleaner financial reports, the island's general fund and the public services that depend on it remain on shaky ground. The governor's legal team is expected to meet soon to discuss if and how this takeover can happen. Jonagan Charfritz, KUAM News.
And in more education news, a new plan to improve Guam's public schools without raising taxes or adding to government debt is making its way through the legislature. Senator Joe San Agustin introducing Bill 156, a measure aimed at generating $73 million for long overdue capital improvements across Department of Education campuses. The funding would go toward critical updates, including air conditioning replacements, safety enhancements, and building repairs. Projects that were left unfunded after federal restrictions blocked the use of American Rescue Plan money for school construction. Senator San Agustin says the plan builds on a proven financing model that delivered 4 school campuses without additional costs to taxpayers. Under the bill, the lease terms for these schools would simply be extended, with no increase in annual payments from GDOE and no new taxes or borrowing from the island's general fund. If approved, the measure would unlock millions to modernize and make schools safer, all while keeping costs to the government and the public exactly where they are today. The bill has already gained bipartisan support from several lawmakers, and Senator San Agustin says he's hopeful the full legislature will get behind what he calls an out-of-the-box solution for Guam students and families. Well, with students set to return to class in just a few weeks, the Guam Department of Education is working hard to make sure campuses are safe, clean, and ready. But as KUAM's Jonagan Charfritz reports, tight budgets are limiting what can get done, even as unexpected repairs pop up.
With the first day of school fast approaching, GDOE maintenance crews are racing to get ahead of a long list of repairs and inspections. But Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Eric Swanson, during a press conference held last week, says limited funding is forcing the department to scale back its summer fix-it plans.
We have funds available, but not at the level that we would like to be able to do all the work we want to do.
40 schools remain active under GDOE, while Chief Brody and Lyndon B. Johnson Elementary Schools have officially been shut down or decommissioned.
There's 3 different kinds of maintenance going on. One of them is the team that's still working with our reinspection of our schools that are already certified, and that's on schedule, and we're doing about 2 schools a month, and we're on schedule with that process. All of our schools are requesting specific kinds of maintenance, and so we have another team that's out doing minor repairs, the kinds of things that volunteers can't do. And then we have another team that's working together, like right now we have emergency plumbing repairs going on at Finnegaston Elementary School because of the water line break. So that's all underway.
Swanson says the financial squeeze comes in part because local dollars are now covering projects originally planned under federal pandemic relief funding. And unlike last year, when the governor's school opening readiness team, or SORT, had to help get campuses ready, Swanson says extra outside help probably won't be needed this time. However,
I would be more than happy for folks who want to help, but not bill us for it.
With the clock ticking, every hand could help to make sure schools are ready for opening day. Jonagan Charfritz, KUAM News.
And in other news, as Guam gears up to celebrate Liberation Day, it's not only a time to reflect on the past, but to take action to honor the sacrifices made. For the Young Men's League of Guam, that means encouraging everyone to Finot Chamorro. Nevaeh Anderson has the story.
Today, the existence of the Chamorro language is at a crossroads, caught between a rapid decline and growing efforts to keep it alive. That's why the Young Men's League of Guam is hitting the road, bringing hard truths, real data, and a call to action to each village.
We're calling this campaign It Takes a Village because we believe there's a lot of untapped potential at the village level to really contribute to the revitalization of our language.
YMLG Cultural Committee member Dr. Kenneth Cooper says the campaign is an interactive conversation about our history, identity, and the hard truth that fewer families are passing on the Chamorro language. For fellow committee member Cody Lizama, the loss of language results in a complete loss of culture.
We need to come together as a community from the village up and say, are we going to let this happen? Are we going to start using our language?
While attitudes toward the language are positively shifting, YMLG President Bob Pelkey says barriers like teasing those trying to learn are inhibiting progress.
And sometimes that hurt or embarrassment discourages you from continuing learning. We're asking you, stop that. Let's encourage them. Let's lift their spirits. Let's be grateful that they're trying to learn Chamorro.
And learning support is on its way. Their Master Apprentice program gathers 3 to 5 pairs in each village to spend up to 15 hours a week learning Chamorro, a model taken from a similar program by the League already underway at the University of Guam. And if you're thinking it's too late to learn, Lizama and Cooper are proof it isn't, beginning their learning journeys when they were 18 and 20 years old.
The experience was an emotional roller coaster, right? But it was one that, if you asked me would I do it again, I would say yes in a heartbeat.
But the clock is ticking as the approximate 21,000 people who speak Chamorro, many of whom are Manomku, are passing on.
We're very concerned that language plays the greatest part in our continuation of our culture and on our heritage that we earned from our language, from our parents. And it's very important that we share this with the next generation because we don't want to be an artifact.
YMLG says that while we celebrate our Chamorro identities during Mes Chamorro, AAPI Month, and at Liberation Day, putting our pride into practice throughout the year will make all the difference.
We're just here to provide opportunities and to support and encourage people that it's not shameful to be Chamorro. Stand up and be proud and speak your language.
And they're inviting the community to join the movement at their next meeting taking place at the Mangilao Community Center on June 26th at 6:30 p.m.
Usa Chamorro kada dia.
Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
It was a week of hands-on conservation for the Guam Green Growth Conservation Corps as members teamed up with the University of Guam Sea Turtle Monitoring Team to help protect some of the island's most treasured marine life. The crew hit the beaches to learn the ropes of turtle tracking, spotting nests, marking them for research, and carefully conducting nest inventories, all to ensure Guam's endangered green sea turtles have a safe place to lay their eggs. But the work didn't stop there. The team also cleared trails and removed debris from nesting sites, making these habitats safe for both mother turtles and their tiny hatchlings. Biologist Addie Ferguson says the help is making a real difference, praising the group's energy and passion for preserving what locals lovingly call hagen. This partnership is more than just field work. It's about inspiring the next generation of environmental stewards committed to protecting Guam's rich biodiversity for years to come. All the data collected feeds into a larger effort to safeguard sea turtle populations, part of ongoing research funded by the U.S. Navy in cooperation with Joint Region Marianas.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of Tumon Bay captured from the JFK campus.
Anything's possible. College is possible. Retirement is possible. Adventure is possible. And so is saving for it all with our Bank Ohana Savings Special. Earn an interest rate of 3.55% for the first 90 days when you deposit $25,000 from another bank into a Bank Ohana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. Requires a Bank Ohana checking account with an opening deposit of $500. So make your savings goals possible. Anything's possible. Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Being stationed on Guam, there is much to do on the beautiful island.
But before you pack, sanitize any household items and leave any organic materials behind to prevent the introduction of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
New training location confirmed. The Mariana Islands. Before and after training, you will identify and sanitize your tactical gear to prevent the spread of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
Summer's here, Guam. Get ready for sun-soaked days with Kmart. From beach gear to backyard barbecue essentials, Kmart has it all at prices that keep your wallet cool. Stock up on snacks and fun kids activities to keep them entertained. Kmart is Guam's one-stop shop for summer fun. Plus, military and frontline workers save more with our exclusive discounts every day. Shop now for your summer essentials at Kmart, the 24-hour superstore. Summer vibes, Kmart style.
Attention Guam business owners. Want to grow your workforce, train both new and existing employees, and save money while doing it? The Guam Registered Apprenticeship Program, or GRAP, offers businesses like yours the opportunity to train workers while earning tax incentives, helping you invest in your team without breaking the bank. If you're an employer ready to grow and save, call 671-475-7000 or visit dol.guam.gov. This ad is supported by Employment and Training Program funds from US DOL as part of an award totaling $4.4 million.
Kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh,
baby! Don't need to work, babe. Keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace. And I'll be around.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Can somebody please help me judge this chicken? Juicy, seasoned, wow.
Yeah, that's the hair.
Now, who you think made this?
I don't know who cooked it, but they know how to cook.
Boom! Are you serious? You don't like Mickey D's? Okay. Guess what? I got something special for y'all. Double dip! So that noise means people who love McCrispy strips. How you feeling now? Yeah.
Caught it for a day.
McCrispy strips, man, from Mickey D's. They here for it. Bye.
I wish they could move back home.
Should we build on a honeymoon? Yes. Yes!
First Hawaiian Bank knows that family comes first. That's why our bankers work with you to make your what-ifs a reality. Personalized service and digital tools, all under one roof when you bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Did you guys see my live stream on Saturday? Man, I was down at Tumon Sands Plaza. I was showing you guys the brand new ice skating rink. It opened then, and it is open through August. Make sure to check it out, everybody. $6 gets you 30 minutes. It's sponsored by GPO. Tumon Sands is, of course, a sister company, and the wonderfully talented young people over Junior Achievement. And it goes to benefit Breaking Wave Theater Company, and you know those guys are our friends, right? They posted a really nice comment about it. Everybody was having a blast. I want you to go check it out. It's not a ice rink, right? I mean, it's a skating rink, but it's not really ice, so you're not going to get hurt. It's really, really fun. Our intern Cohen did it. He said he had a fun time. So make sure to check it out. Monday through Thursday, 3 to 8. Friday through Sunday, 12 to 8. Not to be missed. All right, you know what also you cannot afford to miss? Mauli in concert, because he is on his way here. He's going to play an amazing show. Everybody's going to be talking about it. You're going to see this all over social media, so we want you to be part of the experience. It's part 4 of the Hapaloa concert series. Mauli will be live, so hit up guamtime.net now, like right now, to get those tickets. You know, and even treat yourself. Get the VIP ones, because it's going to be an amazing experience. Have you ever been to VIP too? Make sure to check it out. It's a good graduation present. Tell mom and dad. All right. And then Spotlight session is coming up. We have been telling you about this for the past few days because it is amazing. So make sure to get involved. This is, once again, Breaking Wave Theater Company all over News Bites. And for good reason, because there are awesome people doing cool things. It's a monthly cabaret series. Check it out. It's at 8 p.m. on the 28th. That's this Saturday. Give them some money, right? A little donation. Like, just let them know KUM sent you. Just tell them Jason said go pass by. The old guy on News Bites said go check it out. And make sure to get involved with these events because it's awesome for the summer. Cool things to do. Stay positive.
Happy birthday on the 23rd of June. It's a Monday, so happy birthday blessings to Lawrence Lazama, who gets love from his adoring familia and the super, super nice heart emoji. And happy birthday number 6 to our princess, Brianna Carrasco. Her mom is literally standing right here next to me and everything, and she is super, super happy. Proudest mama in the world. And your shout out says, Brianna, mom, dad, and your brothers love you so much, and we wish you a blessed birthday. And a really cool birthday emoji, the cake, right? With the candles, and they're all lit and everything like that, and then the party one. So you are getting extra love from mom, who is so happy. Right, mom? Yes! See that? Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
Hafa Adai and welcome to a new episode of Women Rising on the KUM Podcast Network with the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. My name is Miracle Mogul, and I'm a proud board member of the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. Along with that, I am the development coordinator for the Business and Technology Endowment Foundation. Today's episode is all about celebrating our future, our interns, our partnerships, and the incredible young people who are already stepping up as leaders in our community. We'll hear from amazing guests who show us how meaningful internships guided by students' own interests can spark purpose, build skills, and create lasting connections. I would like to introduce Mr. Dylan Sablan.
Hafa Adai.
And Ms. Zaraya Atalik.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself as well?
I'm Dylan Sablan. I'm the principal at Business and Technology Academy Charter School. I've worked there since August of 2024, and I'm extremely happy to be in the position that I'm in, because everything that we're doing at our school, we are changing education on its head. This isn't a traditional high school. We are actively looking at different methods and different concepts that we can infuse into our curriculum and into our instruction to really give our students a different kind and more meaningful form of learning that will actually prepare them for their post-secondary plans, whether it's career or whether it's college. And so I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Soraya. I'm Soraya Talik. I'm a sophomore at Business and Technology Academy Charter School. I'm also a student pilot at IRE Services.
I'd also like to say I'm on this podcast because I have a daughter who I'm hoping that she grows up to be a strong woman like you, Miss Miracle. So, yes.
Thank you so much for your introductions and joining me today. Let's get started. Dylan, I want to start with you. As principal at BTEX, how do you see internships helping students connect what they're learning in school with real world skills and opportunities?
The connection is obvious. I mean, this isn't sitting in a classroom listening to a teacher for 45 minutes and then doing a quiz. It's listening to the teacher for 20 minutes maybe about all of these concepts, and whether it's marketing or IT, and you do that through a project from Monday to Thursday, and then on Friday you go to your internship, and where you're actually applying what you learned in the classroom. So the connection is very obvious. It gives the students a meaningful space to actually develop their skills and to learn from people who aren't their educators, who are potentially future bosses of theirs, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the value that comes with that.
Add to the value of BTEX, I just want to find out, you're the newest school. Does that mean you're accredited and you have, how have you forged the success further in the last, how long have you been open?
We've only been open since September of last year, and we are, anybody can fact check me, but we are the fastest accredited institution on Guam. We've accomplished this feat within less than a year. I mean, charter schools are given 5 years to attain candidacy status for an accreditation. Mm-hmm. And here we are, we got our accreditation within less than a year of being open. So I think it's truly a testament to not just the leadership of the school, but also what the students like Zoraya are doing every day, and as well as what the teachers do for those students.
Zoraya, not only are you passionate about aviation, but you already had the opportunity to fly. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So growing up, my family was surrounded by aviation. My great-grandfather, he got his private here. Actually, he used to fly one of the planes that I fly now.
Can you tell us what first sparked your love for aviation?
Sure. So growing up, I was always around aviation, like going into my great-grandparents' house and seeing airplanes on the cabinets. And
was your grandfather in the military?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
He was he was a helicopter pilot, but he was a private one.
Oh.
And so he had his own company, and he would do like banner drop, or like banners, and then he'd do like flower drops in his helicopter. And I never got to ride in his helicopter because he sold it before I was born. So my brother rode in his helicopter, but I didn't. So I kind of felt left out. And so when I started aviation, I felt more connected with them because I got to do what they did, just not in a rotary aircraft.
Was your grandfather's business was on Guam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you flew plane?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
It's pretty good. I'm still a student pilot, so I'm still learning new things every day. Today I actually have a flight at 4.
You've never been scared to get behind the wheel of an airplane?
No. But like when it comes to stalls, I do kind of like get jumpy because...
What's a stall?
So a stall, there's a power off and power on stall, and we just practice it just in case anything happens, like during landings or takeoffs. If you pull too far back on your yoke, you can stall back, and then your tail will drop. And then we practice that in the air.
You practice dangerous scenarios on air? That's a part of getting your private pilot's license, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a problem just sitting in a plane, even if it's business class. I get really nervous. That's why. So how do you feel inside when you take off and you're looking at Guam from, I don't know, how high are you in that small plane?
Like,
what's the highest
What's
altitude?
What's the altitude?
I usually practice at 3,000.
3,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna segue to a question I want both of you to answer differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing this in high school. Do you have a learner's permit or like a driver's permit? But you're flying a plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't drive and you fly a plane? Wow.
I don't drive.
But my question is, for that internship that you're doing at IRE Services, was that something you chose, or was and I guess it kind of leads to it, like Dylan, as the administrator and principal for the school, do you think it's so important that internships are based on what students actually are interested in and are passionate about versus just placing them in what works for the institution better?
I think it's extremely important, especially in today's generation, to put them in a place where they already have some kind of interest, right? Because nowadays, trying to get students to do things that they don't want to do is very difficult. It's not like when I was in high school or when you were in high school, where you get told to do something and you just do it. But with regards to the internships, right? I've said this on a separate podcast. I think students do need to be more open-minded to all of the fields that are out there, because, we've had this at BTAX, and where kids, they had no idea that they had musical talent ever. Mm-hmm. I can think of 3-4 individuals right off the top of my head, and yet we stuck them in a music class because they can't draw, they don't want to do art, and oh my goodness, now they're going to be performing and opening for a concert that's happening next month. So this is pretty big stuff. And so what I would tell kids is you might have, like Zariah might be zoned in on aviation. Just like when I was in high school, I was zoned in on becoming a lawyer. But I didn't open myself up to different things. I wasn't breaking out of my shell as early as I should have. And I think that really set me back. So what students like Zariah should do, and the students at BTAX and students on Guam in general, is they should be more open-minded to the opportunities that are out there.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Zariah, for someone who is taking the opportunity to go after what you're interested in, other than aviation, what experiences or like initiatives have you found something from BTAX that has given you joy?
So in term 3, I had a class. I actually had an option to get out of it, but I stayed because I found it was intriguing. And so it's called student merchandise. And usually when all the students come in, I'm usually already working from my class before it because I have 2 classes with her. So I'm usually always working. And I usually just create designs and print them and press them. And
what kind of products do you guys make? I should know this as the principal, but I don't really.
We have hats, we have canvas bags. We're working on tote bags as well, but that's also like the settings on it needs to be fixed. We have sticker sheets. We started buttons, and then we can do keychains. We do custom keychains.
To round it out, I want to ask, do you decide on these items? Or like the things that you guys are creating, is it student-led?
Yeah. These are your ideas, right? These are your designs.
Or you and your class?
Your class's designs.
Yeah. Bulls Lab is mainly student-led. we have our own creative freedom. We can do whatever we want with our products. Miss Flores would just give us the product and she would tell us to create a design, and then we would go from there and make it and package it up. We would just take it to places like Fisheye. We did that last month, and then this week, and I think for the following weeks we're going to Thursday Night Market.
What kind of machines do you guys use?
So for our sticker sheets, that is a regular printer with glossy paper and a Cricut.
Do you think, based off of everything that you've been learning in Miss Flores' class, that you could probably start your own t-shirt business?
We were having
For
this
sure.
conversation.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. She knows, like, in our conversation, she explained that not only does she know the business plan and the business idea and the operational plan, she knows also the financial plan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's now talk about partnerships. Principal Dylan,
Mm-hmm.
when you look for partners for the students, whether they be organizations or businesses, what do you look for specifically to benefit the students, but also to benefit the partners?
Oh, you want to give the partners that we, have reached out to, students who, and it goes back to earlier, whether you just put students in what they're interested in, because you don't want to burden these businesses or organizations by giving them somebody who just completely does not want to be there at all, right? So, but really what I think I am looking for when we're reaching out to, whether it's the Women's Chamber or, some of the other companies that we've been involved, that we've partnered with, is definitely whether they're going to create a setting. I mean, for me, I'll just say, what they can learn marketing 10% of the time if you're a marketing intern, but really what I want them to develop are the soft skills and the professional skills that you would expect from anybody in the workplace. So, that's the benefit that I hope our companies give to the students, as well as the one thing I hope our students bring is just a good attitude to whenever they go on Fridays. And we've heard some pretty nice things about the students, those of whom have been going. So,
I know, in the GDOE Women's Chamber, we actually have a few interns with us. So one is Amari, and then the other one is Maddie, and we also have Aubrey. Unfortunately, Aubrey was supposed to join us, fell ill right before this recording. But leading to that, we're, at the Women's Chamber, I know I'm a little bit biased because I'm with both parties. We're very happy to have them, and any of the members can meet them during the co-working hours on Fridays. Well, now I'm going to toss it back to our featured student today. Soraya, what's one of the biggest lessons you've learned regarding teamwork and also leadership while running Bulls Lab and or your aviation flight school?
My biggest lesson I think I've learned was empowerment. With my mentor, she really pushed me to do things that I didn't think I wanted to do. Like, for example, my design, I was so hesitant on making it because I felt like maybe it wouldn't sell, or maybe it's not good enough. And she would tell me to just create it and something would happen.
So what you're saying is that BTEX, you're learning real world skills that actually apply, all while having basically a playground to play with your creativity on these designs and in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
You brought up a few good things that you heard about the internships with the students. So in the last panel for the Women's Chamber for a seat at the table, we had a thing called reverse mentoring, where the more seasoned entrepreneurs and business owners and organizational leaders learn from the younger generation, specifically their interns or their new hires. Have you have heard of anything where the mentors have learned from the interns themselves? Or you, even as a principal, have you learned from your students?
Every day. Every time, students like Dallas go to his IT company for his internship, and he told me on the first day that he was already building a PC. And I'm like, well, I will never know how to do that. So that sounds something that's pretty valuable. And then I think what the comment that I hear most that actually, makes me really happy from a lot of our partners is that they actually see these kids trying and wanting to learn. I mean, one example is definitely Austin. I am so happy with what he's doing at Radical PC for his IT and engineering internship. He is busy, he is engaged, he's honestly, this is, sometimes these students will surprise you when you take them out of the classroom, and that's, kind of why we're trying to be a very different school and not just focus on what happens in the four walls of the classroom, but what kind of opportunities and what kind of things our students can do outside and what we can do for them outside those walls.
Okay. Zariah, what's a piece of advice you would give students or your classmates or even people younger than you who are interested in learning from a mentor, an internship with a company, or just simply asking a teacher that they adore to help them and grow? What would you recommend or advise them to start?
I think that if they want to pursue something like aviation, or maybe even bigger, or something, something that they like, to just keep going. Find what they want, find what they like, and go for it.
They should just do it, right?
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Senora Sablan, what's one piece of advice you would give businesses or groups that want to build stronger relationships with our school and any other school in Guam? What would you tell them to do?
Provide the space for these opportunities to happen, right? And I know a lot of companies and organizations are doing that. Incentivize, maybe, not necessarily with money, but, some professional development, certificates, all those things. And really just be, I keep using the word open-minded, but, like we've talked about, I mean, I learn from my students every day, as well as a lot of our partners have learned from them too. So just be open-minded to the idea that you can bring these students on board, give them a space where they can learn from you, but you're also going to learn from them.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Guam's beauty is only surpassed by its hospitality. Please help protect it by not bringing any items that can have a harmful impact on the island. Remember, if it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
New training location confirmed. The Mariana Islands. Before and after training, you will identify and sanitize your tactical gear to prevent the spread of invasive species. If it's not native, it could be invasive. Leave invasives behind.
Now, thank you for that. Now we're going to jump right into our rapid response round. I want both of you just to kind of respond either within one line or a few words, but top of your head. Like, don't put too much thought, don't overthink. And for you, Principal Dillon, I want you to kind of think back to when you were a student, if some of the questions pertain to that. Best perk you've experienced during the varying partnerships and initiatives that you've encountered in your life?
The paycheck.
Best perk would have to be getting to do what I love to do.
Okay. What's a skill you didn't expect to learn during your internships or experiences or any opportunity provided to you?
Well, when I was a legal assistant, I didn't realize how important of a skill formatting Microsoft Word documents was. So college didn't prepare me for that.
A skill would probably be creative.
Creative, okay.
Creative, yeah.
One word, give me one word that describes the ideal mentor and mentee relationship.
Empowering.
Healthy.
Mm. If you could shadow any career for a day, which one would it be?
My captain pilot uncle.
Oh, man. There's a lot.
Pick one.
Sheesh. I think I'd want to shadow. I think I want to shadow a pilot. Yeah. I want to see how it is in the car. Maybe not with her flying. Yeah.
You called me a bad flyer?
No, it's just the fact that you're younger than me makes me nervous.
And she doesn't have a driver's license.
And you don't even have a driver's license. So,
don't worry, I can fly good.
Okay. Well, before I wrap up, I wanted to give you a chance to just kind of say a few closing remarks to our audience here. Is it right?
Thank you for having me. It was really great to share my experience, tell you guys what I love to do.
And where can they find?
Oh, yeah. So Bull's Lab. You can go on Instagram and search BULLZLAB, and that's about it. Yeah.
What we're doing at BTAX is something special. You guys should follow us on social media. Consider bringing your high school age student to see what kind of things we're doing, not just inside the classroom, but outside the classroom, because it's a school that, the common way BTAX is described whenever people come and visit is, wow, I wish this high school existed when I was this age. So come see what we're doing, and I just want to shout out to all the women at BTAX, Miss Justine, Miss Flora, Miss Z, Miss Camille. You guys all help make it happen. Just thank you, and we're making it for the students and for the island. So.
Thank you. That was incredible. Thank you for sharing your insights and being with us today. That wraps up for Women Rising. I wanted just to remind everyone to let's keep lifting each other up and let's keep shaping our future together. Now I'd like to turn it over to our lovely director, Ms. Rachel Davis.
Hafaday. Welcome back to Women Rising. My name is Rachel Davis, Executive Director of the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce, and I'm honored to be back in this space with you all. This month, we're celebrating the future, our interns, our partnerships, and the power of investing in the next generation. We've seen firsthand how youth engagement and collaboration can shape stronger leaders, deepen community impact, and a more innovative island economy. One of the most meaningful parts of this year has been mentoring 4 incredible interns. It's been powerful to guide them on their journey, help them discover their voices, and show them what's possible when they're surrounded by strong role models. Mentorship is more than just sharing knowledge. It's about unlocking potential and leading by example. I truly believe that when young women see someone who looks like them succeed, they begin to believe in their own path too. What's ahead at Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce? We also have an incredible lineup of events coming up this quarter that we hope you'll be a part of. July 10th is our upcoming monthly meeting. August 4th is our 3rd general membership meeting. And then we have loading up our SIPS annual fundraiser, a progressive dinner experience, an annual elevated networking night returns. Join us for a curated evening of fine food, meaningful conversations, and woman-owned excellence. And lastly, our September 26th event, Fanatsu Famalawan, our Women's Leadership Summit, is back. Get ready for a full day of empowering speakers, real conversations, workshops, and sisterhood. This is our biggest event of the year, and we can't wait to rise together once again. Whether you're an intern stepping into your first professional experience or a seasoned business owner mentoring the next wave of leaders, your presence matters. You're shaping futures, creating opportunities, and lifting others just by showing up. Thank you for tuning in to Women Rising. And always remember, when women rise, the whole island rises together. Sidu Usmaasi, and we'll see you soon.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.